What is your advice for other digital nomads or for other remote workers? What is one of the experiences or your best advices you can share with the audience?
Well, that you need to focus on maintaining a good mental health. And sometimes
Yes,
that is
absolutely.
different for everyone.
Yeah, hello everyone to the TEC-ONE Stories episode number 19. This is my podcast on YouTube, and it's always about interesting solopreneur stories, freelancer stories, and people working online. Today we have Karla Elena Ceballos. She's from Venezuela, and yeah, she is a solopreneur since many, many years, more than 10 years as far as I know, although she's very young, but she has a lot of experience. And yeah, Karla, please let us know more about your story and your experience working online and working as an entrepreneur.
Okay, so my first business was actually offline. I was selling handmade friendship bracelets to everyone in my school because my school was very big. We had like 5 or 6 sections within a year. So I thought, okay, I know how to do braces. I know how to braid bracelets, and I have a lot of friends. I talk to a lot of people, and here in Venezuela, we have a cultural thing. You are not dating unless you ask. So I convinced my friends to buy my bracelets to tell the girls they like to kind of like a proposal, but that proposal to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Now that business failed because I live in a very inflationary country and I bought materials in bulk. And by the time I had to replace those materials, I had to consider inflation. So I was underselling. I was selling my bracelets for too cheap or during 2 or 3 months before I had to replace my raw materials. So I left it like that. I decided to drop that business because I was starting college by the time. And that was the first time I said I need to go digital. My translation business started by chance because I like to translate a lot of things on Twitter about my favorite artist back in 2015, 2014, I think. No, 2014, I was a minor. And someone wrote me a DM telling, I like how you create the threads, and I need you to translate this thread into Spanish about this artist. And they said, we're gonna pay you. And it was like, okay. But I was a minor, so I told pay me in 2 weeks when I turn 18. So I had that one in mind, and I created a people account, and I wrote them like, hey, I am over 18 now. I'm 18, so please pay me. And they did.
Great, great. So you started already very early in school, even before you were 18, and
Yeah,
from that on. So you have entrepreneurship in your blood, isn't it?
yeah, we could say so. It's something like it comes natural for me because I mean I've always liked to have money on my own without asking my parents for it. That was the heart of the whole thing. Um, Here in Venezuela, you usually graduate when you are 16, 17. At most, you graduate at 18. I was one of the 18-year-old graduates. And that really bugged me back then because I was like, I am too old to start university, so I better start doing something now.
Okay, and what are you selling now?
Okay, now while I was in college, I wanted to like really become a translator, but I thought I wasn't a translator yet. So I started to volunteer with Translators Without Borders when I was about to finish college, and before that, I started to write. I started to write for a numerous um, digital newspapers and blogs. That was like my first formal gig was with a Spanish company writing SEO content, but SEO content back then was different to what is now. We used a lot of black hatting. So I had bad practices I had to fix, and that's where I got to LinkedIn. I got to LinkedIn back in fifth or sixth semester. I started to post content there because I wanted to connect with the translation community. And I started to post. Those posts had a lot of mistakes. They had grammar issues, they had orthography issues, but they were there. And back then, almost nobody was on LinkedIn. And I was posting constantly and consistently. And that was what really started to teach me about social media. And I got more serious translations gigs because I wouldn't call it translated full time. While I was in college, that allowed me to pay a lot of things and stay in college when Venezuela's crisis really exploded. So yeah, I started to really run a digital business like in fifth or sixth semester, like in full, because I started and then I went back home and I either translated or wrote.
Okay, so you started an international business, right? So you got money from outside, not from Venezuela. It was not possible anymore.
Yeah, because Venezuela's currency was undervalued, and that's where I got Pioneer back in 2016 because I already had PayPal. And back then we still could use Skrill, and I had RTM. I have many digital wallets that aren't able right now, but it was because of the clients asking if I had them that I got them.
Great. So your digital business helped you to get an international business, and then you were growing and growing. You were scaling your business already, right?
So I sat down and I thought, what else do I do that is not marketing translation? I am actually a certified community manager and marketing strategist because of diploma training courses I got during my studies, because I already had marketing clients. So I was like, I need to formalize this. And I got those diplomas. And that's actually what took me to my third business idea, um, Turistiarte, which was a cultural tourism initiative that got me into an entrepreneurship program in Norway called Grander Academy. I presented that one as a pitch deck because it was a school project I needed to graduate from the diploma training course in marketing. They said, you cannot do this course if you don't have a business because it was B2C marketing. And I was like, okay, I don't have a formal business, but the Central University of Venezuela told me, create a blog business.
Wow,
And that's what I did.
so
That's
this was your third business already.
Yeah, that one got a really good reception, and it helped me to learn a lot in that program. I actually ended up that training course and that business idea with offers from travel agencies to become an affiliate for them. Because all the time, whenever I posted, I had to make people make clear and reply to people that I wasn't actually selling tickets. It was a mock business model, but along the way, it kind of became a business per se. So that was shut down because of the pandemic. It was in 2019, and I couldn't move on with that one. And that took me to my fourth idea, which was selling digital products for artisans here in my country. My idea was that I could create a digital product for them, translate it into English, and then we could sell it at Etsy. So they could make an income out of it. Because of my first business idea, I know how consuming it is to make a bracelet or clothes from scratch. So I incorporated that into digital businesses. A lot of things happened with that idea here. I don't want to really delve into them, but I left that idea go and focused it on translation and content writing. And here we are today. I contacted you because I wanted to go fully into marketing, more MedTech, since I've been a marketing translator for MedTech, and I am a marketer that has helped around 4 or 5 medical doctors. I wanted to like solidify that one into a single offer.
So you're now working in medicine and for medical marketing and for practitioners. You also had your presentation on telehealth today. So why do you work now in medicine? Why do you like it? What do you like best in this field? I mean, I also like it very much, but what about you? How do you start in Venezuela? Think about international medicine and working in marketing in medicine. Let us know more. And
This one we
you like it, this field.
This one we could actually say it also happened because I got really involved with medical translation during the pandemic. I took a lot of my time to volunteer for Translators Without Borders and translate things about the pandemic back then. And simultaneously I was translating content for a MedTech company that has subs companies. They launch ideas within the company, and I translated a lot of marketing materials for them. And I learned you have to talk to 4 channels. You have to communicate on 4 channels. Uh, Patients, administrators, or medical personnel. And then you got to talk to businesses per se. You got to talk money. But if you do that all at once in the same channel, it's not going to be as effective as it could be if you dedicate a channel to each. Now, what made me really say I need to get into this is that I often read research when I'm translating, and I learn a lot of amazing medical developments we are currently having that really don't get out of the early stage because they don't communicate how they help people or how they can help medical doctors or how they can help hospitals. And then I said, well, I can actually make a difference here. And here we are.
And so actually this is also translation, right? So you have a gift to understand.
Talk about translating your message because through marketing and clear communication, you can get further than what you would do just talking on a technical level to people who understand you.
Yeah, and it's very important. I mean, I worked also with a lot of physicians, and of course, if you speak with the physicians like you speak with the patient, it's not appropriate, right? And you need to translate the message into these different channels. And I like your 4-stage program, and we worked on this also some days together, right? And I like it fits so much into translation. I'm in the medical field since more than 25 years, and it was always translation for me, right? So first I needed to understand, the people needed to translate it for me. Now I translate it for them. And so, yeah, it's exactly what is needed in that field. And so I think this is really exactly what fits, translating in medicine, in marketing, in different fields. So you also like the European market, the US market. You also plan about traveling, right? So yeah, let us know more about your traveling, your ideas for working in different places also as a digital nomad. I think there are so many possibilities today.
Well, I call myself an internal nomad because I travel a lot within my country and I still work. I have some posts about it on LinkedIn. I am often at Cabudare or Barquisimeto visiting friends. Or if I want to, I go to Valencia or I go to Caracas and I still can work. So yeah, that's the freedom digital businesses gave me. Now I am looking to go internationally because to really get into this field, I think I need to be closer to the hubs, which are Spain, Germany, maybe here in Latin America, we have Brazil.
Yes.
but I need to be closer because in this industry, they don't have as many online meetings as they have them in person.
Yeah.
So I think I need to network with people in person. And
So
that's
you have a lot of experience. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you travel in Venezuela or you travel abroad. I mean, it's always the same. You work, you travel, you have to take care on your work-life balance and so on. And I ask this everybody who comes to my podcast, what is your advice for other digital nomads or for other remote workers? What is one of the experiences or your best advices you can share with the audience?
well, that you need to focus on maintaining a good mental health. And sometimes that is different for everyone. For example, work-life balance for me means if I'm online and I see a post that can work for one of my clients, I take it and I save it. Even if I am in my personal social media account, I used to satanize myself a lot, trying to maintain strict working hours. And I realized that one in particular doesn't work for me because I am passionate about my job. So I stopped doing that and I decided that work and life balance for me looks like leaving the computer for 2 or 3 hours and going to a cafe. Decided to travel tomorrow, taking my laptop and leaving, and then work in the afternoon wherever I am, but dedicate the morning to sightseeing the place. So you need to really check with yourself, what does it mean for you to have a work-life balance?
So you have to find a good process which fits to your person.
Yeah, I'm working that one on therapy, and I also work that one on coaching. And I think I have found the balance for me
Yeah.
because it looks
And
different for everyone.
what I also like very much, typically digital workers often mix their personal account and their business account and so on. And what I learned from you, and you're really strict about this, having your business phone and your personal phone, you have different accounts on social media. And for each account on social media, for each, you have your own brand, right? So you have a brand for Instagram, you have a brand for TikTok, you have a brand for LinkedIn and so on. And you're really you're very strict about this. So what would you recommend other people working online? How should they
That
start it?
they need to separate themselves as a person from their personal brand because it's not the same. It's not the same. What you put
Very
online
good.
is only a glimpse of you with a purpose. If you find me on TikTok, you would see I sing. If you find me on Instagram, for example, you're going to see that I like a lot of bugs and animals because that's my personal account. But if you find me on LinkedIn, I'm all business. And you will rarely see something related to business in my other accounts because I like to keep that separate in order to talk to different audiences because on social media, with the short attention span you have with people, you need to tell a story constantly. I've said so before, marketing is the art of repetition, and people are going to get the message you repeat the most. So if I put, for example, a picture of the bagel I ate this morning on Instagram, it's going to click, it's going to be a success. If I put it on TikTok, maybe I should put how I made that bagel, the video of me cooking the bagel. But if I put the bagel on LinkedIn whiteboard, like what's the purpose of putting that one on LinkedIn? It should have like this really good copy to relate that one to my business. Because otherwise it's going to just be an engagement post. People are going to say, yeah, a bagel, it looks cute. But how does that help me to make business? It doesn't.
Yeah, that's very good. I think a lot of people can learn a lot from your multi-channel strategy for your own personas, for your own life, for your own business, but also for for medicine, as you explained before. And yeah, it's easy to reach out to you. People can find you on LinkedIn, and also if they go to TEC-ONE, they can find you. because you're also a part of TEC-ONE and you're very happy of this, since a while, a very active member. Yeah, so if you want to know more, this is just intermediate announcement. If you want to know more about TEC-ONE, please subscribe to this channel and find us on LinkedIn and find out more. But there's one question I always discuss with my guests in the podcast. It's about coaching and mentoring, because this is a very important topic. I guess you had a lot of mentors too, informal and formal mentors. I guess you also mentored people, maybe informally,
No, I haven't
formal.
gotten that one, but I will. I mentor people with finding work online. You saw it. I told a lot of tips to your child, and I also told a lot of tips to my friends.
This is what I mean, informal mentoring. So you do mentoring, even if it's not called mentoring, but you help a lot of people, right? So yeah, what is your experience with mentoring and getting mentoring or coaching? So what do you think? What is the most important in this regards?
Choosing the right person for your current needs. For example, the first mentor I ever had is a woman from Argentina. Her name is Dolfina Hernandez. And she helped me to actually start charging consistently for my translations. Because since my degree is not in translation, I had the mistaken belief I wasn't a translator, even though I had years working on translations. So she helped me to grow my business as a translator, making the mentality shift of seeing myself as a translator. And then I took her course for marketing for translators, because I knew a lot of marketing, but I wasn't applying it to my translation business. And that helped me to grow as a professional and also increase my income in order to accomplish a lot of goals I had. And then my second formal mentor has been you. You're helping me to go to this I help people mentality to I am an expert in this field. People need to contact mentality. And I think that's the importance of coaching. And I cannot leave Raya out. She actually taught me a lot of business, about the business side of things in Gronder Academy, because I came to her with, how do you make a business with no money? That was a crazy question back then.
Yeah.
I actually did. And it was going into the circular economy and digital services business. But I haven't done so if I hadn't learned about the importance of maintaining yourself in business, being conscious about your cash flow, because I am currently bootstrapping. There are a lot of resources that I would like to buy, but if I do, that's going to actually hinder my capacity to stay in business. And that's something I can tell people. Be mindful about how you use your resources and have a separate number for what's for you and what's for the business, because that's a mistake people make. They eat their business.
Yeah, that's very good advice. So how to structure your business, find the business process, get the right mentor to help you, or what to outsource. Yeah, that's very important. You need to have the right concept for this. So yeah, thank you very much, Karla, for these many insights. Some of the insights we will connect in the description. So you send us the resources maybe of your coaches and mentors, and then we can link them. I think they would be also happy. If they hear that and see that, I would invite Raja and all your other mentors also to my podcast, because I learned a lot from you already and I want to interview them, and it would be very interesting also for the audience of TEC-ONE. And yeah, so next episode is already number 20. So yeah, some kind of anniversary. So episode number 20. Be excited who that will be. So thank you for the day. It was Karla. It was a very exciting meeting, and thank you for being here. And yeah, stay tuned, and we will see each other very soon, hopefully in TEC-ONE. Bye-bye.
Thank you for inviting me. If anyone in the audience wants to know more about my marketing for MedTech initiative, I am open to taking calls and discuss it for 30 minutes. Bye.
Absolutely. Yeah. Reach out to Karla if you want to know more about hermetic marketing, about other issues. If you want to know more about what she talked today, reach out to her. And yeah, see you all soon.